Okay everyone, so now let's go and tackle the copy command, which will just be allowing you to be able to duplicate files and be able to also store those second version of the file in a different location of your choosing. So let's say for example, let's go back to our documents here in our graphical user interface, and we have our command prompt here. So I'm just going to go to cd documents, and I'm going to go to our cd test directory. We know that there's a test folder 3 here, and we can find that here, and it doesn't contain any content. And as I've said, we can go and try to maximize the use of the copy command by copying files into a certain destination. So we can actually use copy, and you've seen this the first time when we did this during our second video here, and we have a wildcard, and I'm copying all of the txt file that is located inside of my test directory here, and I would want to transfer that to C users IE user, just to have our test directory 1, and we want it to be copied to our test directory folder 3, and you would see it generated those files inside of the test folder 3. Okay, that's how we do it, or how we copy files, all files with the file extension of .txt using the copy command to a specific location. And I just used the absolute path here, as we've tackled before, absolute path versus relative path. And we now have our test folder 3 containing the notepad test 1 and notepad test 2. Now everyone, if you wanted to go and try to copy one file to a directory, let's say I have copy exercise1.txt here in text directory 1, test folder 1, and I also want to put that here. So it's just the same process. What we just need to do, I'm just going to, let's say, copy. Let's first go, we should first specify where the file here is located. So I'm just going to copy this and right click. You would see C users IE user documents, and just expand that documents at test directory 1, test folder 1, and I want to copy that in the test folder 3 here. Okay, so same thing, I'll just go and copy paste that just to make it quick, but technically you just need to type the full absolute path here, and you would see that we can copy the we just have to first, of course, I forgot that we need to have the file, of course, that we want to copy. Okay, so we have here, we know that test folder 1 has a copy exercise. Let's see here, copy exercise 1.txt file that we would want to go and we would want to copy to another directory, and that will be C. Let's just type it, so at least you'll also get to have some practice in setting up your typing skills, and at the same time you will be able to practice using the tab key, autocomplete, documents, and I would want to put this in test directory 1, and I want to put this in a subfolder, right? Test folder 3. And so now let's try to read through the command here. We have the copy command. This is the absolute path for where the located file that we want to copy is located, and we want to copy it to this absolute path from where we want to copy the file, which is test folder 3. So let's try this out, and you would see one file or files has been copied. And if we go back to our test folder 3 here, you would find that we were able to copy that copy exercise 1 that is located. Just minimize that or reduce the size here, and inside of test folder 1 we have copy exercise 1.txt. then we move to test folder 3 here, and we now have the copy exercise1.txt found inside of our test folder 3. Another thing that you can do is to copy a file and then try to rename it. Okay, so let's say for example, I am here at test directory 1, so let's go back to test directory 1 here, and I want to go back to test folder 1, and I want to go and again autocomplete. If you had some previous commands that you have already tried to run, you just use the up arrow key, okay, just for autocomplete, and it will have all of the commands that you have typed so far stored in the history of the current session that you have in the command prompt. And I would want to go and let's say I want to copy this copy exercise1.txt, and I want to move that to the same directory, which is the test folder 3 here. However, I want to change the name of the file and change the file extension. You can actually try to do that. Meaning, copy exercise1.txt, we want to copy it and rename it to copy exercise 2. So I'm just going back here. I'm just going to replace that and rename it. I want it to be placed in the test folder 3 here, and I want to rename it to copy exercise 2.html. Okay, so that means you don't just you can actually copy it. Let's first try .txt. Okay, so at least it will be the same file name. Okay, let's see. So if we try to reduce this, let's go to that folder. We have copy exercise 2.txt, and we can even, just to show you here, we can also try to do the same thing and also replace the file extension. So let's say I want to go back to the home. Just use the home key for you to be able to move to the front area, and then I'm just using the arrow key to navigate through the file here, or through the absolute path, and I'm going to say copy exercise 3.html. Okay, so instead of having it as a .txt file, I'm going to copy it and rename it and even change the file extension of the file. So let's go and try to do that. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake there. It should be the next one. Sorry, I made a mistake there. So it's we have copy exercise 2.txt, or let's say let's go first with 1. Then here, this is what we're going to be replacing. I forgot that we would want to replace the, or copy. We want to copy the copy exercise 1.txt, and we want to go and change its name and extension, and we want it to be .html and not .txt anymore. So let's go and try this out. And one file has been copied, and we can now see we have a copy exercise 3.html. So that's the cool thing about the copy command. You can copy one file, and you can even change the file extension and rename it if you want. So that's one of the things that you can do with the copy command. You can copy and rename the file.